This is Jas.
And Sher.
And this is Giving Up the Ghost Podcast.
It is. Oh.
So we are at the Mystics, Mediums, and Mindfullness Market / fair / psychic
Mediums,
fair.
Mindful Market.
Lots of M's in there. Good. Good.
Mystical.
Do you have a ghost story?
Yeah, but
You don't want to share? No? Well, it's audio.
It's
not
audio.
video.
No one will see you.
We don't do video.
No.
I'm not a good talker.
Okay.
Neither am
When I
I.
was a child, my sister and I used to go to bed
Okay.
at night in this house. And before we fall asleep, fell asleep, we would see this form of a man
Okay.
walking around and bending down.
And like checking you out kind of thing?
No,
Or?
he was in the living room. You could see in the living room, and he was bending down and just looking at stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Checking the house out.
Yeah.
And just you and your sister would only see it?
Oh, because everybody was in bed.
Yeah.
But my mom stopped believing this, but
Yeah.
so we just think, oh, here it is again, so we cover ourselves.
Oh.
Like we're fine.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That'd be
Or it's
terrifying.
Scary. It wasn't
Yeah.
Scary.
No.
It was just there.
It's just
Okay.
Checking eyes, like monitoring everything.
I don't know.
Weird, eh?
Interesting. Was it an old house?
It was a house. I don't know if it was old,
Yeah.
but I know it was a man.
Interesting. It's nice to know that your mom believed you, though.
Yeah,
That was
right.
good.
Yeah.
And because I saw that, I just know it exists.
Okay.
Otherwise, you don't have to convince me from someone.
Right. You saw what you saw.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying your afternoon? Nice vendors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
good.
Yeah, my friend told me about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
For sure. Yeah, they set this up. They had one in Gimli when we first got involved this summer. And then they had
You
one
found
here.
her.
So, yeah. Nice. Hello.
She wasn't lost.
You want to come sit and tell a story? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
By all means.
Love your hat.
Oh, thank you.
Stylish.
Thank you.
Keeps my head warm.
That's right. Tis the season.
The snow off.
Tis the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
We're
Wine
Giving
drink.
Up the Ghost Podcast. We share and tell ghost stories and collect ghost stories
Yeah.
and talk to people.
Yeah. You have a ghost
Take
story?
a card, please.
That's awesome.
I do have more cards in my purse, actually.
Do you?
So if you have a ghost story or like to listen to some, certainly check us out.
I love listening to them. I don't have any of my own.
Oh,
Darn it all.
I know. That seems to always be the way.
Yes.
But that's why we made this podcast, because we found that there really wasn't a good spot for Winnipeg or Manitoba ghost stories. You know, you get ghost stories everywhere else. I want to know what's happening here, because this place is haunted.
The Winnipeg Paranormal Group is in fact
Yeah.
7 Oaks.
Yep, they do Seven Oaks. They do St. James, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Those were private, so they don't tell
Well,
stories.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
no,
I'll
we
tell you
tell
one thing.
everything that-
We started to do stuff with them, and we've recorded their stories. So if you listen to us,
Here's some.
Fantastic.
there you go. Yep, Ashley and then Kelly. Yeah, like we've done quite a bit with them, and they were actually our co-hosts in Gimli when we went to the psychic fair in Gimli. So they share a lot of their stories. So definitely check out some of the episodes, and I do have them tagged. So if you want to hear them, I mean, you can listen to us too. But if you want to hear them specifically,
Yes, you can listen.
Yeah.
Don't tag them.
Yeah. So
You're right.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
it's such a pleasure to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you
Totally
as
look
well.
you up.
Yeah.
for sure.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we've been doing this almost 5 years now. Wow.
How would you get? How would you? Well,
Actually,
on any
if you just
have,
if you just
do have,
Google,
like, Alexa
if you just
or-
say
or-
play, if you have
Alexa, play Giving Up the Ghost.
Giving Up the Ghost
or-
Podcast.
What's the other one?
Well, we're on
Happen with my
Spreaker.
TV?
We're on YouTube on the TV.
Yeah, we're on
Okay.
YouTube
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So I'll
There's no video on YouTube. It's just our voices.
Yeah,
but,
and that's
yeah,
fine.
which is good because I hate
You
taking
mean the
pictures.
other is video?
Yeah.
No video on.
No, the other, your podcast.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no.
just audio.
It's just audio.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we're
yeah,
on
yeah.
like Apple, Spreaker. We're on Spotify.
What's the other one?
Like we're everywhere really.
Yeah.
So
Spotify.
yeah.
Are we on XFM or whatever the heck it is? What's that other
Player FM.
Player FM, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
one?
Awesome.
Good. Yeah.
I'm still learning the technical side of everything.
I know everything's
I still
so
want to
technical.
live stream. You know, my festival is in early February every year. It's
Oh, okay.
Healing Connections Festival.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Nice.
But I still haven't figured out how to live.
Get that, I know.
Yeah.
And it's
Hit
not because I
Facebook,
couldn't do it,
push
it's just like
things.
Probably
I
a
had to set
YouTube
up my
video.
phone ahead of time
Right.
to
Yeah.
log into Facebook.
And just there.
Yeah. Well, have a seat. Certainly.
Oh, I know. And then you're so
Hi.
busy sometimes to get it all organized, eh?
Yeah, it's a lot of work for one person.
Yes.
Oh, you can have a seat there if you'd like. Sure. Beside your daughter.
Yeah.
So my name's Jas.
And I'm Sher.
Claire. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. So yeah, we record, we share ghost stories, we tell ghost stories, we just kind of connect people and just make it a safe place for people to tell their experiences. And that's what we're here for.
You know, I have a couple of the ghost stories, but then I also do more paranormal, and I don't know who's behind it.
Right,
sort of
right,
thing.
yeah.
So I have a few that I can share.
If you care to, then we'd love to
Sure.
hear it, for sure.
Okay. Well, we could talk about Dad. My dad died when I was 17.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
Sorry.
many years ago, and it was quite sudden, but the year after, on the anniversary of his death, some unusual things started to happen.
Okay.
So we would hear footsteps. That was one thing. We would hear footsteps, but also the couch would creak.
Oh, in his
In
favorite sitting spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would creak. What else? There's other things that happened. We had dogs. Yeah, the dog would track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she would see something and she would just follow it along.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
We had a piece of gym equipment
Okay.
that had like a butterfly,
Yeah, yeah.
and it would move.
Oh
on
my
its
God.
own.
And that's heavy, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did your dad like to work out?
No, I think he just wanted to make sure that. Well, he wanted to make sure that his presence was known.
Right.
Yeah, but I think there was I could actually feel someone touching me as well.
Okay.
That
But like a reassured touch, right?
it was
Yeah.
It wasn't
Threatening.
like
or-
initially
yeah.
it was like off-putting, of course. So this is like we were
To
quite,
explain it, yeah.
and we were quite young. We didn't know what was happening.
Right.
And to have that happen was just
A little much,
It's,
eh?
it's scary. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
scary
of
because
course.
you don't really know.
And then you think, is that me? Was that real? Like you kind of question like the validity, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
But no, it was definitely him making his presence known to us.
Mm-hmm.
And he does. I know that he does come by occasionally
To check up.
To check
To
you out, yeah, see what's going on.
Yeah, I call it like a drive-by.
Right.
So he-
Right.
And sometimes
Yeah.
he brings others along. He brings his sister who has passed as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So yeah, I feel them around me. Grandma. Yeah. Okay, so my grandmother on my dad's side, it was Christmas Day, and I was kind of sleeping in, and I didn't really want to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, the bed shook violently. It was like, and it woke me up. I thought, okay, thought maybe it was one of the dogs.
Mhm.
I have two dogs that, very playful, very loving, they don't really want you to sleep when they're awake.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So I thought, okay, it's just one of the dogs, but I did hear them because usually you hear
Oh, yeah.
dogs when they come in. Yeah, the little,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the little jingle of their tags.
Right.
Nothing. And so I thought, okay, I'll just go back to sleep. And then about 45 minutes later, same thing again. It was much worse. It was
Wake up.
much more
Yeah.
force behind the shake. And I thought, okay, who is this? And I looked at it, so I actually got up to see if it was one of the dogs, and it was not. And I saw a psychic a couple of years after, and she said, yeah, that was your grandmother.
Oh,
She wanted to wish
interesting.
you Merry Christmas. I was like, okay, well, she can find another way.
No kidding. Yeah.
Something that's
Yeah, something not so shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
nap, like leave a card.
Something that has to do with my sleep.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one that sort of stands out in my mind is
Hi there.
I was getting ready.
That way,
Yeah, I was getting ready. I was drawing a bath,
Okay.
and I had the stereo on.
It's a
And it was a nice sort of low volume to the stereo, and just so I could hear it when I'm in the tub. And then I'm just about to step into the tub, and then all of a sudden the volume goes up from like a minimum of like about 8 to like the highest, which was like 30.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just was. It's pretty big. surprising to me. And I thought, okay, that's someone trying to get my attention.
Of
And
course.
the song that was playing was "You Say That's When You Say Nothing at All."
You
Okay.
like that one too.
Okay.
So I think that
What's
kind
this
of
one say?
has
Giving?
Yeah,
Okay.
some meaning.
That's
yeah.
our
meaning
podcast.
behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of weird experiences over my entire life.
Yeah. 20 each or 2 for
The
30?
anniversary, yeah.
What, you and Carl?
Yeah, I've had pets. I've had experiences with my pets as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're so sensitive, right? Like they say things we don't.
Yeah, but even pets have passed on. I
Oh, they come to visit.
yeah,
one.
they have made.
Oh, this is our little tagline.
Yeah, yeah.
I had 2 dogs. I had to put the older dog to sleep. So when I was feeding the one dog that I had, I felt someone come behind my legs and rub behind my legs. Like it was,
Oh, yeah.
it was just okay.
Just something like they used to do, and it's just a sign of
It's like,
reassurance.
yes, I'm here too. Feed me too. But,
Never misses a meal, right?
never. And she's part lab, part chow hound, so she would just
Aw.
love to eat. So that was her favorite time, one of her favorite times.
Yeah.
I know that you've had some things as well too, Marlene. Do you want to talk about? You're not going to talk about as a child? No, just in general. She's quiet about it.
Well, there's no pressure. I mean, you know, we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She told us one just earlier, just when you were in the washroom,
I know.
about her childhood, just briefly. I mean, she didn't talk in front of the mic, but she told us. So, yeah. Yeah, certainly get a hold of us.
I know, I know.
Yeah, or if you like to hear ghost stories, we share. You
I
know,
know.
we drink and swear a little bit sometimes too. It all depends on the event, but it just adds to it. You know.
A little pop.
Well, thanks, Claire. It was nice to meet you, and Aslan.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye, Marlene. See you. See, and it's a nice opportunity for people to tell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they just feel like they need to share.
Oh, yeah. for
You
sure.
know, like case in point.
Case in point, yeah.
Yeah.
She's nice. She's very quiet.
Yes. But I think it's very important. It's cathartic. You have to let it out. I had the coolest theory I came up with the other day, and I'm going to bounce it off of Sher.
You're going to bounce on
Yeah,
me?
I'm going to bounce it off Sher,
Okay,
and then
I'm ready.
people get to hear how weird I am, but that's okay. Hello.
Hi.
So, when people die, and I firmly believe in life after death, and I've seen a lot of things lately. I'm going to scooch over so I got the mic more in front of my
There we go.
mouth. And when people die, and there's life after death, and the transition, I've watched a lot of things recently. I don't know what rabbit hole I fell down. And the transition isn't immediate. They say that there's sort of like a lull. It could be 6 months to 18 months before you get into your next life, right?
Okay.
And I believe that too, because you know you kind of have to cleanse yourself after all the shit you've been through in that life. Strip yourself,
Strip myself of the
sort of like
crap.
an oil, lube, and filter type dealio. So I mean, I get that, which makes sense in the greater concept of things. Whoever designed this, whatever. But then you know you also get the people that say when they pass away, right? So they pass away, and they always hear about somebody guiding them that they knew from earlier in their life.
Yeah, yeah.
Their mother, their aunt, their uncle, a neighbor. There's always somebody to guide them, right? And there's always somebody to guide them on their deathbed, right? Whether it's the light, somebody helps them make that journey to the other side. But why would they be there? Because they would be in their next life, right? Okay?
Yeah.
Right? Think about that.
Yeah.
So how could these beings come
there
back
to
to help when they should technically be on to their other life from, like, you know, maybe they died 50, 60 years prior, right?
Yeah,
You know,
very well
so
been.
they're like doing their thing in their next life. How would they even
shit,
know?
We gotta go back.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't got time for this shit.
Yeah.
Find your own
I'm
way.
busy.
Yeah.
What if they hate them too?
But this is what I figured. This is what I put together.
Okay.
I figured with my own little melon.
Okay.
I figured this out. So say that when people get sick in this life, they don't necessarily die, but they get sick. You know, maybe they're in a coma. They have a seizure, something that renders them unconscious. Maybe they go in some really deep sleeps where they feel like they're living in a different life. Maybe that's when they reconnect with their previous life
In a limbo
in a
state,
minuscule.
a limbo dimension.
But maybe that's why some people all of a sudden just clock out and come back, right? You know, like some
Yeah.
people, like, you
What
know,
about people that are narcoleptic then?
right.
Oh, that would be shitty.
Yeah, but maybe that gives that window of opportunity for them. Maybe it happens just because that person that they're connected by,
What
that
about
thread,
dreams then?
or even a really funky dream, right? You know, we've all had them. Can't
Yeah.
explain that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that life, but I was there,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So maybe there's enough of these threads that connect people, right? Like, this is what they...
What they do, there is quantum.
yeah, but that's quantum physics.
Yeah.
No, string theory, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get enough of that, and it kind of makes sense, because, like, you know, that saying, we're all connected.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like 10 degrees of separation.
Right. So,
Used
you
to
know...
be 30, now it's 10.
10. Is it 10? I thought it was 6.
Could be 6 now. Who knows? Slowly.
Do I hear
party.
40?
Pretty soon you'll walk into a room, you'll know
So-
everyone anyway from somewhere.
Pretty much, yeah. And there's some people you wish you did know,
Yeah, I know. You
which
have
I won't get into,
You have
but
to curl your
as
nipple in.
my knee was falling.
No, there you go. Curl it down, man.
I can't speaketh of things after the weekend I've had. I've bumped into a lot of people. Anyway. But, yeah, so, I mean, I firmly believe that when people clock out for health, various, where their subconscious is like boom, like whether it's like a really heavy dream state, I think that is the perfect timing that they go back to a prior life that they're attached to by a thread to bring that person that they had a connection with back over to
Well,
the other
maybe
side.
people can just do whatever they want to.
Maybe.
You know what they say?
But-
They got a list, they're going to haunt people. Maybe you can choose. and
But those
pick
are the
what you
people that
wanna
don't
do.
cross over, yeah. But I'm saying for those people that say that
Yeah, but what if they don't want to?
Grandma brought me over to the other side.
Yeah.
Grandma came back. Well,
Grandma
Grandma's
came
in her
back.
next life.
Or maybe Grandma was always there and she's like, oh shit.
But maybe-
I can't have tea anymore. I got to go and get
But
like.
maybe Grandma had a seizure, and in her next life.
Maybe Grandma's in another
I know this is
dimension.
very layered. Well, this is what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? We're all connected. Okay,
Apparently.
that's enough of my hoo-hoo. But
No, yeah.
yeah, I was thinking about that because, like, on one hand, you've got the next
and
life.
technically, okay, what if every one of those is your doppelganger?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I hope my doppelganger is doing much better than I am.
Yeah.
Wealthier, skinnier,
Skinnier.
prettier.
Lots of money.
Driving that Porsche I always wanted.
Oh, there we go.
No, Corvette. Don't want
No.
Porsche. Yeah.
A vet.
Living
Living the vet life.
in the land of hot tubs and movie stars.
Speaking of hot tubs, the Matthew Perry thing there.
Yes.
Do you know, okay, you know we're all going,
But I'm not
oh,
shocked.
He was like in a hot tub. No, I'm not shocked either. But then did you see a picture of him in his hot tub? His hot tub is like a goddamn swimming pool.
Oh, one of
it's
those
not
swim
surprising.
a
It's-
swim spa, right?
Yeah, it's not like,
Yeah.
oh, a little hot tub, you know, with 4 people and you fall over and you're just going to boink. No,
Maybe-
it's like a goddamn pool.
Maybe in the narcissist in him realized that Britney Spears' autobiography was outselling him. I'll show her. I'll unalive myself so I can sell more of my autobiographies.
I said, like, hey, Keanu Reeves is John Wick, and he badmouthed him. Maybe John Wick took him out
You know,
with a pencil.
And you know what?
I feel really bad, though. I did like Matthew Perry.
I loved-
Even though he was, like, really screwed up and everything.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know a lot of people that are exactly
course.
like him, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very relatable,
Yeah.
right?
I
And he's
mean-
my age, for Christ's sakes.
I hope.
No, I'm not. I'm 29. What am I saying?
No, you're
He's
just
the age that I thought I would be
you're just
by
a baby.
now.
You're just a baby. Like for Matthew Perry, like I have to say, because that was my favorite show. Like Friends is my show.
Mhm.
I was in Friends. Did you know I was in Friends?
No.
Yeah, because
What the hell were you doing in Friends?
well, I was in Friends technically. Hello.
Hi, how are you? I
Uh,
recognize you. Yes, I don't know where from, but I recognize you. That's funny, eh?
so like, say for example, like I'm dwindling here. I'm going ooh, way off track. Choo choo, as usual.
Yeah, you were in Friends.
I was in Friends because the last episode, like the finale, right, had a 92 City commercial,
Oh, stop.
and I was
Really?
in the commercial.
Really?
So technically, I was in the Friends finale.
Oh, cool.
Shit, you not? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Way back when. So
Way-
now you're gonna get all these people
Yeah, I'm gonna be-
googling. No, please don't.
Too late.
Too late.
You opened that book.
That portal. Yeah. But that was a previous life. But anyway, I love Friends. Like that was my show. Like that's my comfort show. Like I'll even throw it on for reruns if there's nothing else on. And and I'd rather go
you
on
know,
TikTok.
My comfort shows are freaking murder, death, kill shows.
Oh, and also for me it's the ghost shows, the decent ones, right?
Oh, I watch every.
I watch.
It's like, oh, I want to have a nap. Well, let me put like this
Like-
48-hour mystery show on.
My hat keeps hitting the wall, so I'm trying to fix that. We're wearing witches' hats today because 'tis
We
the
are a
season.
witch. Must be the season
Of the witch, evil woman.
Yeah.
So, but like Friends, like I'm a Friends fanatic. Like I love Friends, and
Yeah.
actually he was my favorate character.
He was mine too.
He was
I
definitely,
know.
definitely.
Yeah.
But I have to say, when he dissed Keanu in the
Yeah.
I
was a little shocked about that whole thing.
yeah, like
That's
how
not a very
good
nice
of you.
Canadian.
That's douchey.
You
Yeah,
can't be
not
an
very
asshole
Canadian.
to your other Canadian.
Yeah, like lose your Canadian card, eh?
That's right.
Eh?
Eh? No more Bieber for you.
No. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe Keanu got some more than he did, right?
Yeah.
Jealousy is an ugly beast. As far as that goes, like that turned me right off. And then my friend got me the autobiography for my birthday
was it
last
crappy?
year. I haven't even read it yet because I was so
No,
pissed.
don't read it then.
I was so
You don't want to read it
I
if
was
you're going
so-
to be. You'll be angry with him.
I was so pissed off he did that to Keanu. He's a
know.
saint.
I
Keanu
know.
should be like on a pedestal.
Should-
Jealous much? So I don't know. And now he passed, and now I feel bad. But then I think about the Keanu thing. You know,
Yeah, I know.
douchey.
Douchey.
Yeah.
Sit in your goddamn hot tub that's
Yeah.
made for 80.
So
No,
what-
that was his last Instagram post, eh? Him in
What's
his
that?
hot tub.
Really?
Yeah.
Shut up.
It was his last
I did not know
Instagram
that.
post. It's him sitting there with saying something poetic like, "Oh, bubbles feel good," blah
Oh
blah
my
blah.
God, that's ironic.
Isn't it?
Oh, that's creepy.
I know.
Even. Jesus.
I know. You have to Google that shit.
I will Google. Well, see, I was in a social last night, so I was really off social media for about 4 or 5 hours. So,
Well, yeah, no.
and then I saw her convo in the Pod Squad, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know.
You
What
got
are
to be
talking
shitting
about?
me.
I know.
Yeah, but it wasn't surprising because before I found out it was cardiac, I thought, oh, drugs. You know,
Yeah,
I wasn't
well, I
surprised.
know, but you know what? Everyone's going, "Oh, well, he had a cardiac arrest." Well, cardiac arrest is not a fucking heart attack.
No, it's anything, right? Like
It's
different.
any. You drowned, your heart stops. That's
Sure.
a cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
If you have a myocardial infarction, that's a freaking heart attack.
Yeah, yeah.
Infarct.
Infarct?
Infarcts are not good.
Seriously? I never heard of that
Seriously.
before.
It's an infarction.
So I'm not going to laugh about that. I won't make fun of that. It sounds funny, but I've never heard of it.
But it
I swear to
is,
God, I
that's what
thought
it
Cher
is.
almost said infart.
Yeah,
Because
infarct.
that's you hold in your farts and then your heart explodes? I don't know. Sounds good to me.
No,
Sounds
it's not
doable.
an infarct. It's an infarct. Hi, how are
Oh,
you?
washroom right there.
Washroom. Oh, come on.
But
I
if
thought you were coming
but
here.
if you have a ghost story, you come tell us.
Yeah.
And you go to the washroom.
Then you go. Or I'll go to washroom.
All right, go think about it. I mean, in this kind of atmosphere, you're going to have more people that have
Say,
stories.
oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not like the lady that rolled her eyes.
The posh, the poo-poo lady.
The poop.
No.
No, I don't have a story.
Yeah. Well, when we were being interviewed with that reporter Eva, thank you Eva for your wonderful article in the
Yes.
Winnipeg Free Press.
Yes.
We touched on that. Either you love us or
Or
you
you
don't
don't.
like us, and
Yep.
that's fine. Just
We are not everyone's cup of alcohol.
cup of gin.
Oh.
No, I don't do
Oh,
gin.
No, gin is like pine needles.
Oh, you know what they had at the social last night?
What?
They had 1800 tequila,
Oh.
but I don't really drink anymore, so I don't want to do a
I
shot.
know, I don't really
I don't
either,
want
but
to.
I still like to have one once in a blue moon. I haven't had
Oh, I
one
had a
for
few
while.
drinks. No, I had a few drinks last night, but I mean, like the tequila, like that. That's asking
I'm
for
trying to
it.
think, when was the last time I drank?
But tequila is my drink of choice, from what I
Well, you
remember.
know, I had drank a lot on my anniversary and I felt like absolute dog
Why
shit.
does yours bends and mine doesn't really bend?
I don't know.
You got
I
a really
just-
sexy bend to your hat.
I held it for a long time and then
Oh, yeah?
it stayed.
Hi.
Boing. I just held it.
I'm a bent witch. Go get
It,
bent.
it is getting bent.
Is it?
Yes, it is. You just gotta
Is it a
hold
good bend or is it a wrong?
Oh no, it's getting good.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you got a sexy bend happening.
Uh,
Talking about hats, just to be clear.
yeah. Not over.
Bend over, Cher. No, wrong podcast. We don't do that here.
Don't be
Bon chico.
alone. Pick up the phone.
Bon chico. Wah wah.
That's right.
See now,
Get inside.
we've had so many downloads now because of things lately, which is
Things?
great. Like CGOB, the newspaper article, like just things, like
Things, yeah.
So we've had a lot of downloads. So when things quieten down, then this episode will come out, and then that way we won't scare people away.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I care one way or another.
I know.
But it's just this is what we do. This is our shtick.
Our shtick.
Our
Like it or
shtick.
not. Stick it out.
So I didn't really prepare any material for today for us to
You know
talk.
what? I had some at home. What a dumbass.
Well, I got the Reddit stories. That's going to be an episode on its own. I can share.
what?
You know what? My friend Greg from high school, he shared a paranormal experience with
Greg?
me. Yeah, Greg.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you know what? I'm going to read his story.
You read that
I'm
story.
going to read that shit.
Okay.
Okay. So Greg.
As long as it's not Braille.
No. Kind of hard on the cell phone. No. Greg can see. That's okay.
Okay.
Oh, good. The shirts fit. Okay, good. I love a happy customer.
Yes.
Even though I gave those shirts. You know what? I'm such a good person, and I'm not saying this because I'm vain or anything, but I like giving shirts away because it makes people happy.
I know.
But it's a lot of fucking hard work. But it would be nice to make a few bucks here. So
Yeah, it would
come
be
get
nice.
your shirts.
Come on, get your shirts.
T-shirts. Get your
T-shirts.
T-shirts, yeah. But
Alcohol, cigarettes.
Greg is from a military background, and Greg will never listen to this episode. So when I told Greg, talking about the podcast, like there's certain people you can talk to about this and not.
Yeah.
And I thought, military dude, he's pretty
Yeah, he's
open.
probably not gonna say nothing,
No,
yeah.
but he totally believes, he's totally interested in this stuff. Like, whoa,
Cool.
It's like, "Hurt."
Yeah.
And then he told me one the other day when we were chatting. So I'm going to read this story to you.
Alrighty.
Because it's pretty intense. Okay. I will stop if somebody comes.
Okay.
by. So I guess there was a part when he came back to Canada and he was like in between jobs or he was looking for jobs. And he wanted to move out of his mom's apartment. And he was staying with a guy that he worked with.
Okay.
And they moved like furniture and stuff like that. And of course my phone is like waiting.
Oh.
So yeah,
Okay.
Greg goes and tells me he's also been watching Exorcist videos lately, and I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. So anyway, he says that he was sleeping on the floor at his friend's house. Like he was sleeping on the floor. He says this was about 20 years ago, and he was sleeping in the friend's dad's old room.
Okay.
He said he had needed to move out of the apartment he was living with his mom. And he said that his friend was sleeping in the basement of this house. So, again, the situation is Greg moved out from his mom's apartment, stayed in his friend's house, and it's the friend's house where his dad used to live. So he was sleeping on the floor in the dad's old room because he didn't have a mattress, and his friend stayed in the basement.
Okay.
And this is where his friend grew up.
Okay.
So the dad had passed, and he had said that this guy that lived in the basement, the guy that owned the house now, said that he had worked with his dad for many years, and then he had gotten a job at, I won't say where, but they moved stuff around like furniture and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And that's how he knew this guy, because they worked together. So, hi there. And so, he agreed to pay him some rent, and then he would just stay there until he could figure things out. So,
Right.
he also said it was in an old house in St. Mattel, like old St. Mattel, off St. Mary's. He gave me the street. I won't say the street
Yeah.
in case the guys live there. So, but apparently when the dad passed away, before the dad passed away, he said that the dad was in a wheelchair when he died. And he also said that I think he did die in the house, but he can't remember the true details of the story.
Okay.
I mean, it's very plausible.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if the guy's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, exactly. Who
Not
knows-
the best
who
of
knows
health.
what's wrong with him, right?
Yeah. So then he said, one night, he said, we knew we had a real difficult day the next day for work. Like, I guess they had a busy schedule, busy load. They had to do some out-of-town work, I guess, and they were driving, like, a big truck to small towns, hundreds of houses to go to and all this kind of stuff, right? So he said that, do you have a ghost story? Oh, that's okay. I thought I would ask. I saw him looking at us earlier, so.
I know, yeah.
I know
think
he
he
has
was
a ghost
curious.
story. Anyway, so he, so they knew they had like a long day the next day. They had to get up really, really early, right? So they even actually went to bed like 8:30ish, just to prep and all this, right? So again, to state, he didn't have a mattress to sleep on, but he slept on the floor, like I guess with like a bunch of blankets stacked and stuff. He said he was a young dude, didn't bother him. He was in good health,
Yeah.
He'd probably sleep in a bathtub for what that's
I
worth,
know,
right?
yeah.
Anyway, he says, I'm a pretty tough guy. Well, I know he's a pretty tough guy. Didn't have to say that. So now we know he's also, he's okay. He's a good guy. Anyway, so he says he's laying there, he's laying on the floor, going to sleep, and then he says he hears the TV go off, like in the living room, right? And the lights go off. And then he's like, well, I guess Dave or whoever the roommate was went downstairs because that's where he slept. He goes, right? So he said, but the bedroom that he was sleeping in, which was the dad's former bedroom where he sleeps on the floor, that door was closed. So he can't see the living room, but you can see the light under the door,
right. Because he's on the floor.
He's on the floor, yeah. Bird's eye view, right? Or mouse eye view.
Yeah.
So anyway, and he also stated he slept perpendicular to the door.
Okay.
So this is about 20 minutes later. He goes, he hears the TV go on, but no lights in the living room. It's like, okay. So the door again is right beside the living room, right? Light from under the door. He says, and I'm in a half day's sleep, right?
Right.
He says, I get up I'm a little pissed because the fuck, Dave, what are you doing when I need to sleep and we have a hard day the next day? What are you doing, Dave? Fucking Dave, right?
No, it's always Dave.
It's always Dave. So he says, I open the door to look into the living room and it's black.
Yeah, no
with
TV.
With the TV light on. So I guess before the living room lights were on,
right,
the TV was on and then off. And then he says, I look in and the lights are off in the living room, but the TV light is on, like the TV. He goes, I just look in, I shake my head, and I go back to the floor. So I'm laying there on the floor with my back towards the door because he's trying to get some
noticed,
sleep. Fucking Dave, right?
Yeah.
And then the TV goes off. So then, a few minutes later, I hear work boots climbing up the basement stairs. Now my eyes are open, and I'm thinking, WTF, Dave?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on?
What's going on?
What's wrong, Dave?
Romping around.
Yeah, go lay down, right? So the work boots, are heavy, iron toe, whatever. They go clunk, clunk, clunk through the living room, up to my door. And I'm totally awake at this point, eyes wide open. And then he says, then through the door, and then stop, clunk, 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 right behind my head. So basically, the footsteps go through the wall, through the door, right up to where he's sleeping on the floor, right to his head.
Right.
And he says, now my bum hole's puckering. It's because he's like, oh my God, he's shitting his pants because he knows what he hears.
Yeah.
And he says this person or thing is standing there for about 15, 20 seconds, then turns around and clunk, clunk, clunk goes back through the door and down the stairs again.
Just came and did a U-turn around his head and went back?
Yeah, like he was checking up who the fuck is in my bedroom.
Room.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
And walked right by his head.
Yes.
That's kind of threatening.
Isn't it?
Sending
Sending
like
a signal, right? Yeah.
Get out of this room.
Yeah.
Stomp.
Well, I think I prefer
stomp.
the boots as opposed to a squeaky wheelchair.
Yeah. This is
like that's
true.
a fine line, but
this is true.
Yeah.
That would be pretty goddamn creepy.
Yeah.
Too.
So he says to his roommate, Dave, the owner of the house, the next morning at breakfast, he says, he asks him if his dad's spirit is still in the house, and he wouldn't answer him. He says, and I didn't ask him again.
Oh. Oh, great. So his friend knew and said, yeah, go sleep in the floor in Dad's room.
Like a sacrifice.
What the hell?
Yeah. It's like
What the hell?
Like, no, don't sleep on the couch where it's cozy. Go sleep on the hard floor in the dead guy's room.
Yeah, like
that probably passed away there.
Why didn't he sleep in the living room couch?
Like, why not, right? Couch surfing.
That is weird.
I don't know. Yeah.
That whole scenario.
I don't know why I didn't ask him. Like,
is
why
he
did you
still
sleep
friends
on
with
the
that
couch?
person?
Probably not, I hope.
Well,
I'll
that's what I was
ask him.
wondering. Yeah, I'm just curious now.
Yeah. So
or did his friend like puffaw him after that?
Well, they were only working, right? Like they're working buddies, not friends, right? It was of convenience.
Yeah, I know, but if he's working buddies and he felt well enough,
like
that he would
I'm
stay
sorry,
there.
I like to consider myself the hostess with the mostest. If I have somebody sleeping over, I'm not going to say there's a piece of floor right there. I'm like, I got only like 20 couches in my house. Go pick a couch.
I know.
You know?
Well, yeah,
but not
at
the
least.
dog's couch because that would piss her off. But anyway. But he does say that he thinks that his dad's spirit was mad because I was in his room, or it was time to go to work. Maybe I don't know. Like that's what I don't know. Yeah.
The whole thing that is so weird that he was walking too, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird?
It is kind of weird.
Like,
yeah.
Especially if I wonder how long he was in a wheelchair for.
I see. Those are answers I don't have, unfortunately.
Well, damn it, we need
Barb's
answers.
back.
We need answers.
Yeah. So then I said, yeah, because you're probably in his room. That's why the guy's mad. And he says, yeah, the door was closed. The sounds went through the living room, then through my door, and about 5 feet, and right behind my head.
Maybe they went through his head too. Maybe they didn't go through his. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I guess he does know or did know this guy well enough that he talked to Dave's sister, or this guy's sister, and she said that she'd felt spirits in the house for sure in the basement, like where the
basement,
stomping
where it
had
came
come from, right? Yeah,
Yeah, but the sister wasn't hanging out in the bedroom,
Yeah.
so she wouldn't have heard him anywhere else, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't blame him. Like, and remember to live every day like it is your last.
But never give up the ghost. Never give up the ghost. Bye-bye.
Bye, nuts.